So obviously we'll probably hit a few thrifting places because that's just what we love to do. Love the handles on those. Oh, that's pretty.
Those are gorgeous.
Especially after my horrendous last thrift trip. Today better be better.
I found the dining chairs.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today, me and my friend are getting together and just hanging out for the day. And so obviously we'll probably hit a few thrifting places because that's just what we love to do. I just dropped Rambo off at my parents'. So we're gonna head over to her house now. And yeah, I'm excited to see what we find today, especially after my horrendous last thrift trip. Today better be better. I love this bowl too, but do I need a bowl? Not bad. I just love the handles on this.
Those are gorgeous. Where's the tag?
Right there.
I don't want to look. I don't want to look. 150.
I mean, it's in the floor.
150.
That's not
No. You would pay that for new? And they're not broken?
Oh my gosh, they're so pretty.
Oh, I.
She is heavy though.
Yeah, well, the globes themselves are heavy.
It was for sale.
Seriously, though. Oh, that's pretty. I just don't have anywhere. I am happy to report that this trip was much more successful than our previous thrift trip. And I'm sure part of that's because we went to higher quality places. We went to more antique malls and vintage malls and things like that. They were a little bit more curated, a little bit more hand selected. The prices were a little higher, but just overall a much more successful trip, especially when I'm trying to be more selective. It makes sense that it was a lot easier and a lot more successful looking around than when we went to thrift stores. Now, I've not given up on straight up thrift stores. I'm always going to want to go thrifting. It's just such a fun way to get things so affordably, and it really makes you be creative, which is fun. So yeah, haven't given up on that, but I'm sure that that's why this particular trip was a little bit more successful. That being said, my haul is pretty small still, but there was actually a few things for the first time that I left on purpose, making a note to potentially come back to get it. Where usually when I'm like, oh, I may have to go back for that, it's kind of just remembering it and being like, oh, that was so fun and I wish I had it. It's not like, this was more intentional. Like, I have a place for that. It's just not a priority to get it right now, and I'm not sure if that's the right move, so I left it, but I very much have it in my mind to go back. So for example, there was this beautiful table, and this table reminded me so much of that antique style that I see often, and I love it, but I don't typically bring it home. One, because they're usually priced pretty high since they're an antique, but two, they're usually in a very traditional dark wood, very shiny, and when I already decorate with so many antiques and thrifted things, it can be very easy for your home to start to look like a museum when you don't have the right balance of furniture. So when I start filling it with a bunch of antique furniture, it can really throw off that balance. So I never really picked these up, even though I think they're really beautiful and I've seen them styled well. It's just in my home, I feel like it would start to look dated. It would start to make my home feel like a museum or like a time capsule, and that's not what I'm going for when I incorporate antiques. I really want it to feel more warm and worn in and to add character, not to make the whole thing look like you just stepped into a different time period. But this particular table had been painted black, which, you know, I love black. I paint a lot of my furniture black. I just think it is such a cool way to modernize an antique shape and to just highlight the shape of the furniture and to make it more modern. And so I loved this. I don't know why I hadn't thought to do this myself, but I wound up leaving this table because even though I could tell you exactly where I would put it beside our sofa, I already have a little stool beside the sofa, and to me it actually creates more balance. The stool is actually a better scale for beside the sofa where we currently have it laid out, but the feet of my sofa I've painted black. Our coffee table I painted black. I have a little chair in the corner that I thrifted and flipped and painted black. And so there's already a lot of black furniture in our living space. And so to have another solid black piece of furniture, to me, it would start to look a little too matchy-matchy. And so I left that table, but I still think it's a great table. The price was great too. They're typically priced pretty high because it's that antique and it's that antique shape and it's solid wood. And so this one being only $42 and already painted just was a really great deal. And so I'm still thinking about that table, even though I don't need it. There's a part of me that really thinks it would be a good addition to have in the house, whether I use it in the living room, whether I use it in the corner as a plant stand, whether I use it upstairs in a guest bedroom as a nightstand. There's a lot of different uses for it, and I'm just very torn on whether or not I should try to go back and get it. It's just not a priority right now, and so that's why I left it. But I just think it was beautiful, and I obviously already have a bunch of uses in my head for how I could use them. And so yeah, that was one. Another one that I left that I have not stopped thinking about, and we actually need, it's just not the priority right now, was this gorgeous vintage chandelier. This thing was stunning. It had these beautiful, detailed, delicate glass bulbs on it, The whole thing was brass. Even the brass connection points that were holding the bulbs were beautifully ornate, but the design of the chandelier itself was relatively simple. The plate was simple, and it just had these chains, and they all hung at different levels. And so the overall design of it was really simple, really elegant, but then up close, those glass bulbs and the little connection points were so detailed, so beautiful. I just absolutely loved it, and we need a chandelier in our stairwell. Currently, we have the original chandelier that was in this house when Josh bought it, and it is really just not my style. It is so 70s, I don't even know, like, it is so retro, but like not the cute kind of retro, and I really dislike it. And also the scale of it for the height of our stairwell is all wrong. It does not drop low enough or take up enough space for the 2-story height of that stairwell. It's just wrong. And so I would love to grab this chandelier and replace it in a heartbeat. It's just not a priority right now. So it was $150, which is an amazing deal for a beautiful chandelier. But I didn't know if it worked or if it would need electrical repairs. And then also the priorities right now in the house are really to start this dining room, since we actually use this space so much, and it just feels like the right next step. That, and then also working outside on our back deck, as it is summer, as we do want to start to garden, as we do want to start cleaning up outside. It's just that season for it. And so those are kind of the priorities of where we want to spend our money, spend our time, and spend our resources. And so I left the chandelier, but I really, really could see myself going and back and grabbing it, because I do think it is the perfect fit for that stairwell. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Those were 2 finds that I truly count as a find, because I'm very much considering going back for them. I just did not pull the trigger on them while I was there this past weekend. And that's because I am prioritizing this space. So that being said, I actually have a little update about the dining room. Another happy development from this weekend is I found the dining chairs. So if you've been following along, I have designed our dining room in like the direction that I want to go. And as a part of that, while we have perfectly good dining chairs that I was fully prepared to paint and fix up and kind of make work while hunting for the exact type of chair I want, knowing it could take a while, I had a friend reach out to me who watched my plan for the dining room and said, "Oh, hey, I actually found a set of 6 chairs that are very similar to what it looked like you were looking for. Do you want them?" And I was like, yes. And so she sent me a picture of them, and I haven't gone to pick them up yet. I need to get Josh to help me go pick them up later this week, but they are going to be perfect for this dining space, and I'm already creating my plan of exactly what I want to do to fix them and to make them work. The key though is I'm going to have to go ahead and work on this table, and I am so hesitant to try to start sanding and flipping this table, but I need to know if this will take a mid-tone stain, or if it's going to have to be darker, or if I'm going to have to paint the table in order to know what I need to do to the chairs and what direction they need to go. All of that is going to actually be happening sooner than I originally thought, which is really, really, really exciting. So excited about finding the dining chairs. I truly thought I'd be hunting for months, and so it's so exciting, and I'm so grateful to my friend for reaching out and letting me know that she had found a set that she just doesn't have time to flip, and so she wants me to be able to use them, and I'm just so excited and grateful to her. So I will keep you updated as I pick those up and as I start the dining room. But this is a haul, so let me get to what I actually did bring home, even though it's a very, very small haul. The first thing that I actually did bring home was this adorable little glass jar. Did I need it? No, but I think it's so cute in my windowsill. And honestly, this was a new little shop that my friend took me to. They just opened in March, and the girl who runs it does a fantastic job of sourcing and styling. She is incredible. Me and my friend were like, oh my goodness, if we opened a shop, this is what it would look like. Like, this is exactly what it would be. She just was so on point. So I will link her Instagram below, and if you're ever in the Landrum, South Carolina area, you need to go visit her because you're going to love her. This jar, this is how she had it styled. And to be completely honest, as cute as this little jar is, I most likely would not have gotten it if she did not have it styled so well and had the little plant propagation in it. But I could not resist. There was just something about the unique shape. I just don't think I see a lot of squared off or like tapered squared jars, and especially not with handles. And there was just something beautiful. And it also has like a little detail on it. I just loved it, and I've been very much into plants lately. I've been thinking about doing the outside and the deck and preparing for that, and so my mind is very much on plants and my pots and things like that. And so this just kind of fell in line with that, and it totally suckered me in, and I grabbed it to put in my windowsill as a little propagation jar, and I love it. It was $12, well worth it. Absolutely love it. So that was the first little thing that I got, and I just think it is so stinking cute. This one was from a little thrift store that we stopped at along the way, and it's just a little sugar jar, but it doesn't have a lid to it, and so I thought this would be so cute for the candle collection. As I've mentioned a couple of times recently, I am working on collecting more little jars for the candle collection. I'm going to be releasing a new holiday collection come this fall/winter season. And so I'm working really hard to collect as many beautiful ones as I can, and I just thought this one was so precious. I loved the little double handle sugar jar. I found one of them for the previous collection, and it was one of my favorite pieces in the collection because it's just so cute. It is so perfect for a candle. And so I'm happy to say that for this upcoming collection, I have found a couple of the double-handled sugar jars. They're all super cute. So there's more of a chance that you'll be able to get your hands on one this time instead of there only being one. But this little guy was super cute. Picked him up. So he'll be a part of the collection coming this fall. If you want to make sure you're the first to know and more updates and things like that for that candle collection release, make sure that you're signed up for the B.Mail club. It's just my email club, and you'll be the first to know. I'll also send you early access when the time comes. And so it's just good to be on that list, specifically the shop segment of my email list. If you don't want to get many emails, just do the one shop segment, so that way you just know about the candle collection. I thought that one was super cute, and I'm excited to put a candle in it because it's just the perfect little shape for it. And then the last thing that I got was also from that really precious shop that we went to where I got the propagation jar. This was a little bit of a splurgy item for me, but it was unique, and I have not seen many of them out and about. It's pretty rare to me to see it, so I just thought it was really unique, and I loved it. I loved her little shop. I wanted to support her, and so I splurged a little bit, and it was these glass beads for styling, and I loved the color of them. So they're kind of got like a frosted glass, and then there's different tones of browns and tan, and it's just so beautiful. And I see beads all the time, but they're usually wooden, or they're like a shiny glass, or something that just kind of looks mass produced. They're usually super colorful. So to me, this was just so unique to have like the neutral tones, and also the like really raw, like frosted look on the beads themselves. They just look so organic, and I just really, really love them. So I did splurge a little bit on these. I mean, nothing bad. They were $28. And to me, that's a little splurgy, but again, super unique. I was more than happy to support her little shop, and I really do like them, and I think I would have a hard time finding something even close to similar on my own. since I've not seen them before, so I did splurge and grab these little guys. But I just think they're really, really beautiful. And so yeah, that is my little baby haul from this weekend. But as I mentioned, there was actually a few things that made it a much more successful weekend, from the things that I didn't pick up, but still very much am thinking about, like the little table and the gorgeous chandelier. Oh, it's just so pretty. And finding my dining chairs, which is very exciting because I just really did not think I would find them anytime soon. So much more successful weekend. I hope that you enjoyed this haul. I hope it was much more enjoyable to watch than the previous one. And if you did enjoy this haul and you want to stay up to date with all the projects happening, with the dining room progress and all of that, make sure to subscribe both here and then also the vlog channel for more behind the scenes of these projects as we kind of get started on them. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.